This week on TGC News, USA Olympic medals in shooting, Beretta and CZ has stuff you can't buy here, and the background check numbers for July are in. NeoMag has been supporting TGC for years, and I know you guys love what they do. You tell me all the time. Whether it's the classic NeoMag, the RASC, maybe you like the Sentry Strap and Scout Sling, or maybe you like the EDC tray. They make some awesome gear. Now, normally we would tell you about a discount code, but in times like these, NeoMag is putting their money where their mouth is. Here's a message straight from them.
Hey everybody, if you go to our website and you place an order and use code TGC2A, we're gonna donate 10% of that order to the Firearms Policy Coalition.
So we're doing this because we understand exactly how important this fight is. So let's all get together. Let's fight for our gun rights.
That's right. Use code TGC2A over at theneomag.com to have 10% of your order donated to Firearms Policy Coalition. Now that is the kind of brand I can get behind. Welcome back to another episode of the Gun Collective News, the only gun news show that covers things you actually care about. My name is Jon Patton. If you're new here, consider getting subscribed to stay up to date on new stuff from the gun industry, like new guns, gun accessories, and everything in between. We cover it all. Now, before we get cracking, I want to mention something about the TGC panel. You may have seen this on our social media. We've had some issues with our ticket provider, Eventbrite, where they have taken down our listing twice now because we mention guns. So I just want to clarify. You do not need a ticket for the event. You can just show up. We are using the tickets to keep a good head count going, and we appreciate it if you do sign up for your free tickets. But in the event that that site is down, you can't get a ticket, etc., come to the event anyway because we want you all to be there. I'll be making a more in-depth announcement later this week. Now, how about some news? Let's kick things off with a little shooting sports news from the Olympics. I think it's great. It's fantastic that shooting is still actually a part of the Olympics, and politics haven't ruined that yet. It's probably coming, but not yet. As it turns out, Team USA had a really solid showing, and I think it's super important to highlight stuff like this, so let's break down the medals we brought home, shall we? Starting with the bronze medal, we took that in the team trap event. This was mixed, women and men, with Brian Burrows and Madeline Bernal making it count. Next, the silver medals. We took silver in the 10-meter team air rifle with Lucas Kozaneski, hope I pronounced that right, and Mary Tucker. Again, another mixed event. We also took silver in women's trap with Kale Browning. And we took 3 different gold medals this time around. Amber English took gold in women's skeet. Vincent Hancock took gold, it would be his third, in men's skeet. And William Shaner took gold in men's 10-meter air rifle competition. In terms of overall medals in Olympic shooting, we came in second to the Chinese, just like we did during the pandemic, and edged out the bootleg Russian team because their real team couldn't be there because of dope and blah, blah, blah. It's a thing. It's a great showing from us, for sure. I'm also very curious to know how many of you guys actually watch the coverage on these events. I never watch the Olympics anymore. I personally just waited for the highlights since I couldn't watch it live, and I probably wouldn't anyway. But I still think it's freaking awesome to see our country being represented that well. What do you guys think? Now, how about we talk about 3 guns that I wish were being sold here in the US right now? First off, CZ has a couple 85th anniversary editions of their classic guns. We'll start with the less interesting of the two. It's a version of the 557 centerfire rifle, and it's actually pretty nice looking. The keys here are the beautiful walnut stock. It's a very shiny, like high gloss finish, with a really nice curved grip area, some checkering there too, and the gold accents on the bolt knob and the bolt itself. Combine that with a 20-inch cold hammer forged and threaded barrel in either 30-06 or 308, and you've got a handy little rifle. That looks pretty good. The other anniversary gun is a CZ75 SP01 Shadow. This is very similar to the normal Shadow with a 4.7-inch barrel chambered in 9mm, 19-round mags, double single action trigger, and a fiber optic front sight. The tweaks here are the brass grips with the number 85 machined in, the gold PVD coated trigger, and brass base plates on both of the mags that it comes with. Pricing on these is a complete unknown because as of now, they aren't for sale here in the US. Not sure why. Also not for sale here is another cool one I had to share called the PMXs. It's from Beretta. Now, this gun has been around as a submachine gun for a couple years now, but the S version is now a semi-auto, and that's why we're covering it. I think this might be something Beretta could be harassed into bringing here, thinking of it as sort of an updated version of the old Beretta M12. Honestly, this thing looks pretty cool. It's got a tubular style receiver with sort of a modern aesthetic. It's like a lot of polymer going on. It comes with a folding stock, ambi swappable charging handle, a gigantic ambi safety, either a 6.8 or 7.2 inch threaded barrel, 20 inch see-through mags, and pick rails all over. The guns are also chambered not in 9x19, which is pretty standard here in the US, but rather 9x21 IMI. I have no idea why. I can guarantee that extra 2 millimeters of casing does all for ballistics, so it's confusing for me. And again, no pricing because it's not for sale here yet. I would bet that this may be something they're looking at for the US market. However, if the pricing isn't right, it'll be a tough sell. Much like the commercial flop that was the ARX 100 that went from being sold for like $1,800 down to $1,000 in a matter of a couple years. Either way, though, I would love to shoot one. I really enjoy guns like that. I'm betting it would be a lot of fun. I want to hear from you guys on these non-available guns. Is this something you want us to cover more here on TGC News? Should we cover more stuff that's not being sold here just because it's cool? Also, if these were available here, would you be on the list to acquire them? Sound off in the comments, and let's talk about it. The SELLMARK family of brands offers a huge variety of stuff for the hardcore enthusiast and weekender alike. Whether you need body armor from Bullet Safe, red dot optics from SIGHTMARK for your rifles and pistols, maybe you need a weapon tripod from Kopfjäger, or maybe you're looking for something even more fancy like thermals and night vision from Pulsar. They've got you covered in so many ways. To learn more, check out these brands at retailers everywhere, or hit the links in the description to learn more. We also have some gun industry news this week. Before we hit you with the background check numbers, let's start with some more specific stuff. It looks like our friends at Cole-Tac have finally announced their expansion to South Dakota. This is something they've been working on for a while. They had a fancy ribbon-cutting ceremony with the lieutenant governor recently and shared some images on social media. Having worked with Cole-Tac since the earliest days of TGC, I'm extremely proud of my friends growing to such a point where they're going to have multiple offices going. There's been a lot of companies that we've grown with here at TGC, and that is freaking cool. Also expanding their empire is Primary Arms. They've announced that they've expanded into a building next door to their current HQ to have more warehousing and move the Primary Arms Optics brand into that building as well. This facility is actually in Houston, so I'm going to see if we can maybe stop by when we're in town for the TGC panel next month. Let me know if you guys want to see something from that. And rounding out our industry news is the monthly report of National Instant Check System numbers, the background check numbers. For those that are unaware, we've been following these numbers for a long time now, and they are a solid indicator of how the industry is doing, what sales trends are happening. After starting off as a record-setting year, the summer slump has really set in, and July 2021 is only the second highest July ever recorded. Super sad news. Oh, it's so sad. The background check numbers came in at just shy of 2.9 million, down from 3.6 million last year. Remember, the pandemic was really going crazy. The mask mandates, stay in your house crap was really strong last summer. It's also a continued downturn from June of this year, which landed at just over 3 million. The yearly total, however, is still absolutely nuts at 25.1 million checks already performed this year. That's with 5 months left. Our current average is just under 3.6 million checks per month, and without knowing what political shenanigans are coming around the mountain, we don't know what the end of the year will bring. Either way, though, the gun industry is alive and well here in America, and I think that's a damn good thing. That's it for this week's show, guys. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to see an ad-free version, you want to see all of our stuff promo free. Go over to floatplane.com and check us out. After you click the like button on this video, be sure to hit the secret affiliate link. You can buy some TGC merch if you do that. That would be a massive help for us. And of course, don't forget to get subscribed for more gun news every single week. And as always, thank you all for watching. We'll see you soon.
Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.